reason. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Hello, hello. Right, this will be a quicker video today, I promise you, because I really need to get on and look at other things. This is going to be two extender workflows for LTX-2. One's V2V and one is image to V. Both are pretty long. Let me just show you the examples. We have the image example. There's two really long ones and I'll put them right at the end. So if you want to have a look through fully, check those out. There's also some bad language here. The end one, I'll probably leave it in. But here's an example using image input.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off!
Again, you get the idea. I'll play those at the end. Done. And then the other one is a V2V, which starts with the first part of the clip, and you'll tell from the volume, which I presume you can hear. I'll let this one run through because it's shorter, and then we'll talk about the workflows.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Besides, I've surprised they tell you it's up to me.
No! It's not like you're doing it at this rate, bit.
You just can't get the staff these days.
Okay, let's talk about the workflows for both of those. And I will share these on the website and in the Patreon first, as usual. As you can see, I've got them listed here. One came from RuneXX. I think he lifted it from somewhere else, but it's pretty good for the V2V stuff, where you start with a short clip. And the other one is I hoisted from Kijai, one of his work in progress workflows, and that one's rather good, and I'll talk through that one quickly. Let's first start with this one because it's probably the easier of the two. Okay, starting with RuneXX workflow. This, you load in, there'll be instructions in here for a bit of info. You load in your video clip taken from whatever you want, and that is going to be part of the end video. It's going to use that to inform it. I haven't really dug into this too deeply to figure out how. The example you just looked at was 832 by 480, so I'm not really punching for high resolution just yet. The multiplier reduces it by half, and then the upscaler doubles it again. Excuse me. Now, what I ran into first was a problem with length. Where the hell is that? 10 seconds is fine. You have to keep aware of that number there coming in, because that's where you can make sure the length's right. I don't know if you understand latent space, but every image in LTX is 8 latents of information, and or frames. I don't even really understand it myself, but there's some instructions here somewhere, yeah, about this 8+1. So actually it confused me because I thought it was already included. So you actually have to figure out the number that works and then add 1, and I did that by skipping the first frames. So the workflow, the prompts, you can do this much better. It doesn't follow it perfectly, I'm finding, and it introduces all sorts of things. And you notice the voice, things I didn't ask for in there. There's probably ways to silence it. This is all getting a bit more advanced. At this stage, we're just trying to make it work, or I am. And so yeah, it ended up being, it sets here for 10 seconds. I believe that might be what it did. Let's have a look what I got out. 768 by 320. Yeah, I thought it looked a bit tacky. 15 seconds. Yeah, so it's using what seems like the first second, the time you put in there, using all that minus whatever I cut off at the beginning, and adding 10 seconds there. This is the RuneXX workflow. It'll be available for you to use. This is quite quick, and I've banged it up to 720 before. I actually don't like the second pass myself. I'll disable that, and then if you do disable that, don't forget to set that to 1, because that will, otherwise it will half whatever you put there. That'll do. You don't need to change much else, it just works, but you know, with caveats. So that's that one. Told you I'd be quick today. This is the Kijai one, but with a lot of stuff I've added in. Now this I'm going to talk about in future workflows as well, because this I've added in, though it's all from Kijai. You need to update your ComfyUI and Kijai nodes to the latest as of excuse me, yesterday, which was the 23rd, though I'm in Australia, so it might be the, I don't know what date, you work it out. AEST time zone 23rd. Kijai did a patch update, and I'm on a 3060, PyTorch 2.7, Sage Attention 2.1, CUDA, or however you say it, 12.8, and this works. And what this does is manages your memory more efficiently and makes the best use of VRAM, and it certainly helped me get to 720. So I also get, there's another thing that's just been updated as well, which you really need to update, is the I think it's a guy called Ratus, a coder that Kijai says is very good, and he made a change to the VAE encoding decoding for LTX that apparently has reduced the time it takes by half, but I haven't tested it enough to notice that yet. Anyway, what we've got here, this is the one where I used the image only in, and you have to mask it. That was something that confused me for a while with Kijai's workflow. I've added all this stuff in here just for my own convenience, and yeah, punching at 720, and as you saw, the end result was where are we? The end result was incredible, really. I love this workflow. The end result was 704, that's what it does, 28 seconds. It took me 40 minutes on my lowly 3060 to do that, but 40 minutes of wonder. And I tested, I also added in, Kijai didn't have this originally, he probably has now. You get your first one, comes out here, which is fed by the original input, which I just described in, a man with blue painted face speaking while the crowd around him are agitated. Now what's interesting is you have to mask the image, but even at the end, if you look at the very end of the video, you'll see it play through. Even at the end, he isn't doing the speaking, it suddenly switches to the other guys, and but it did keep it static, which kind of worked. Oh, the other thing is, I mention this because I'm having to use this everywhere, and I'm seeing a lot of discussion pop up around it. These two LoRAs, in fact, both of these things, including nag, which is how you get negative use of negative prompts, and notice I've got the audio negative there and the video there. Excuse me, and look at the layout. All of these I'm going to be using in all my workflows for LTX moving forward, and I don't see a reason not to, because they are very useful. And the camera control static is what gets rid of that freeze frame video effect that a lot of people are getting, but I found it didn't work all the time, and I had to keep adjusting a lot of things for it to work. Whereas when I threw in the distilled LoRA at a -0.3, it works every time now, and what the minus number does is it unbakes the distilled guff there. So there's some good thinking behind this. I don't change these numbers. You probably could flip around with that. I might try it later as I get going with this, because what I'm wanting to do now is get back to making content, because I'm very close to having enough tools to do it, and the tools will have to adapt as I go for what I need. What you've also got down here, I think this was in Kijai, so I think I removed a few things, which is why I've got kind of weird vocals and audio. It's a way to strip out the background audio is something I've got to look at some point. I've got some frame calculations here that will appear, the numbers appear there. It's just to help me know how many extensions to stick on the end, and I've frozen the last two, and these basically 1, 2, 3 extensions, all at 241 fixed length, with a window size. I kind of don't fully understand what I'm doing there, what Kijai was doing there, but I almost don't need to. It runs, it works, and you can add in your extra prompting here, and I did, as you can see. So when you look at the video at the very end, which I'll play after this actually, a man with a blue painted face is speaking. This was the second part. So the first one, he's just talking. The second part is a man with a blue painted face speaking. Someone hands the man a sword while he takes and holds it in the air as he continues to speak. This workflow seems to follow the prompt much better than the other one, and the other one doesn't have the nag in, I don't think, and I think that is what helps drive it. I've shown you what the nag has, and yeah, but then the last part, a man with a blue painted face speaking while the crowd around him are agitated. I kept throwing that in to try to kind of maintain it and stop it going anywhere else. Seemed to work in this one. Someone hands the man a bowl of bowl, it should say, steaming hot Chinese food. He swaps the sword in his hand for the bowl of food. The crowd, they wish they had something to eat. I don't think some of that worked, but I'll play that now. I think that's all we need to talk about. That'll do, won't it? Oh God, 15 minutes, but it was 2 workflows, fair enough. And I've got to chop some off actually when I think about it. That'll do. See you next time.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Besides, I've some president told you to chop to me.
No fuckwit! It's not like he's doing it at this rate bit.
You just can't get the staff these days.